Explaining why certain facts are accepted, rejected, or left unresolved is at the heart of a workplace investigator's analytical role. This stage is where the investigation moves beyond collecting statements and begins the careful process of weighing the probative value of each piece of information against the applicable standard of proof, typically the balance of probabilities. In simple terms, it is where raw information is tested, filtered, and shaped into findings that can support a defensible conclusion. When it comes to accepting facts, investigators look for indicators of reliability and consistency. Facts are generally accepted when they are supported by strong and independent sources, especially when multiple pieces of evidence point to the same conclusion. In many cases, information that is corroborated by two or more independent witnesses or objective records is treated as not in dispute and forms a stable foundation for the analysis. A key concept here is the harmony test, drawn from the principle in Farina versus Chorney. This approach asks a simple but important question: does the account make sense when viewed through the lens of a reasonable, informed observer, taking into account the surrounding circumstances? If a narrative aligns with the overall preponderance of probabilities, it becomes more likely to be accepted as fact. Strong weight is also given to independent corroboration, particularly from non-human sources such as contemporaneous emails, chat logs, text messages, or system records. These types of evidence are often considered more reliable because they are created in real time and are less affected by memory distortion or personal bias. Similarly, a properly obtained admission is generally treated as the highest form of proof. In many cases, an admission can outweigh conflicting evidence and may be sufficient on its own to support a disciplinary finding. Facts are also more likely to be accepted when there is both internal consistency, meaning the story remains stable over time, and external consistency, meaning it aligns with objective records such as badge swipe data, audit logs, or other system-generated evidence. On the other hand, facts may be rejected when they fail basic tests of plausibility or reliability. One clear reason is technical implausibility, where the physical circumstances make the account impossible. For example, if a reconstruction shows that a witness was 421 feet away in poor lighting conditions, a claim that they could clearly identify a specific face would be rejected on logical grounds. Another important factor is motive to falsify. If a witness has a clear personal interest in the outcome, such as avoiding disciplinary action or retaliating against another party, their evidence may be given reduced weight or rejected if it is not supported elsewhere. Similarly, inconsistencies or selective memory, where a witness recalls only information that benefits their position while omitting or forgetting damaging details, can significantly undermine reliability. Investigators also watch for misleading specificity, where statements are technically true but presented in a way that conceals the full reality. For instance, saying, "I did not see her steal office supplies," may be factually correct if the witness saw a different item being taken, but it can still be misleading if it is intended to obscure the actual event. There are also situations where facts cannot be firmly accepted or rejected and must instead be left unresolved. This typically occurs when evidence is insufficient, or when two accounts are equally plausible, but neither is supported by objective corroboration. In such he said, she said situations, the investigator may not be able to meet the balance of probabilities with confidence. However, leaving matters unresolved is not a decision to be taken lightly. Investigators are cautioned that defaulting to inconclusive simply because there is no direct evidence can risk a denial of justice. Instead, they are expected to use credibility analysis such as plausibility, consistency, and motive to determine which version is more likely than not whenever possible. Finally, the way these decisions are communicated is just as important as the decisions themselves. A defensible report must clearly explain why each key fact was accepted, rejected, or left unresolved. Every conclusion should be tied to specific evidence, whether witness statements, documents, or digital records. The analysis must also remain transparent by acknowledging both supporting and contradictory information. If a witness is found not to be credible, the report should clearly state the reasons for that assessment, such as inconsistencies, implausibility, or identifiable motive to misrepresent. This level of explanation ensures that the reasoning process is visible, structured, and capable of withstanding external scrutiny. In the end, this stage is about disciplined judgment. It is not simply about deciding what happened, but about showing clearly and logically how the evidence leads to that conclusion.